Hey, as someone who's been with Coach Locks through the ups and downs, just what was your reaction when
Casey,
the athletic director gives the endorsement about his future?
say it one more time.
As someone who's been with Coach Locks through all the ups and downs in the program, so what was your reaction when the athletic director gives Coach the endorsement about his future?
Uh, my reaction to it, it wasn't really a surprise to me because we had a leadership meeting with me, Miss Diane, Jim, Coach Locks as well, and they was just clearing the air with the leadership council before they did it with the whole team. So it wasn't a surprise to me. Yeah, that's it.
When did that meeting with the leadership council happen?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was right before the letter came out.
Hmm.
Awesome. So being with Coach Loxley the past 4 years, why would you say that he is the right coach, the right man to lead Maryland football headed into the future?
Because when he took the job, it was a job that nobody really wanted to take because Maryland at that time was like at its lowest peak, and him taking the job, I feel like it speaks a lot to his character and all that he's done for the program, and he's built it to where it is now, where it's going to continue to elevate and grow to be. I feel like he doesn't get as much credit as he should as a head coach, and not only as a head coach, but as a black head coach at that. It's not easy doing what he's doing, and he's doing it at an efficient level, and he's just continue to excel in all types of aspects, and his relationships with the players continue to grow, and I feel like that's the biggest thing. That's what's going to help Maryland to be successful for years to come.
Awesome. Thank you. Then what other players are in that leadership meeting?
Oh, it's a lot of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
David, what does Senior Day mean to you this Saturday?
Oh, man. It's a bittersweet feeling. I had my senior interview yesterday with the media staff where I sat down. They asked me questions, showed me videos and stuff throughout my time here, and it was really emotional because they say time it's going to go by fast, and you hear that as a freshman and you're like, yeah, okay, but next thing you know, he asked me, he said, how's it going to feel running out of the tunnel for the last time? And that's when it hit me, because I started visualizing myself running out here for the last time, and it kind of broke me down because I had so many memories and experiences here that I'll cherish forever, and something that you won't really get back, so you got to cherish it while it's here. So
Just a pair of field goals last Saturday for the offense.
Yeah.
You guys have had some big days this season, though. What has been slipping through the cracks lately?
really just we got to execute. We got to dial into whatever play is called. And at the end of the day, it takes all 11 men doing their job, winning their one-on-one battles. And that's a great thing about football. And I feel like it's the greatest team sport because it takes all 11 on every given play, offense or defense, special teams. If one guy doesn't do their job or fits the wrong gap, it could be an 80-yard touchdown just because of one guy not doing his job or fitting the right gap, things like that. So really, especially when we get into the low red area, we got to come away with 7 points. Simple as that. Just executing and getting the ball in the end zone.
Octavian, I was wondering, did Sunday's announcement maybe remove a distraction from the team, in terms of Mike's future?
No, because Coach Locks, he didn't approach yesterday when we had our team meeting. He didn't approach it any differently than he did when the rumors about the letters or his future here was going on. He didn't approach any other week yesterday. He didn't approach any other week differently. He came in the same attitude, speaking to us the same, and leading us in the right way so that we're able to follow him in the right direction.
Is there a sense that maybe it's a motivation for the players, with 2 more games left, to try to, right the ship and then maybe get him some wins to sort of validate the athletic director's trust in him?
Definitely. I say this week, going into this game, Michigan, we're in a play-on mindset, finishing it outright for senior guys like myself, getting us to a bowl game. So, but in order to get 2, we got to get 1. So we're focused on this week.
Octavian, right here, Ryan Martin, WMBC Sports. You mentioned that play-on mindset that we heard that coach talk about. How do you kind of balance that with the 6-game losing streak, and what's the locker room and the team like to know that you still have bowl eligibility and try to get to the play-on mindset?
Really, like 6-game losing streak. I feel like that's like probably like the most special thing that I've noticed about this team from like years prior, like last year. Like the closeness of this team and like the attitude that we have every given week, despite us like losing like short at the end of the games. Like we don't approach any like we come like when we practice today, like the attitude, the atmosphere, the energy, it's all still going to be there. And like being here 4 years, I can definitely say from my experiences that this isn't the same old Maryland, and these young guys that we have here, they're going to do great things for this program in the future.
Is the locker room or the vibe in the locker room the same as it was in August, or how has it shifted, or maybe?
It's the same.
Same?
Everybody's still joking and laughing, being brothers, holding each other accountable. And like we said yesterday, like we had our team meeting, we had coach display to us what the play-on mindset is and like what it means, finishing out right for the seniors and finishing with the right kind of pride. Everybody took that on the right way, and we shifted our mindsets into that. And just like I said, we're focusing on this week because in order to get 2, we got to get 1.
Hey, Octavian. And you kind of touched on my question, but, Coach Lockley talked about one of the defensive plays where those guys kept fighting and the goal line, no matter what the score is. And you being here for a while, what does it feel like to see your team fight, no matter what the score is, from the beginning to the end?
I feel like, it speaks a lot as to, like, what this team is, what the team means, and, like, what we stand for. Like I mentioned, like Coach talks about the right kind of pride. And I feel like the record doesn't really define what the team it doesn't really define your team. And I could say that being on the inside as well as like Dustin and all these other guys that we have here, like being on the inside, being in the building, if you're there, like you'll be able to feel and see like this is not the same old Maryland, So.
Octavian, I guess kind of building on that because I know Levain Scruggs said similar last week. Kind of the locker room kind of remains the same. How do you kind of build that locker room where you guys are going through that 6-game or 5-game losing streak last week, and you guys are all kind of able to see lock in the person to the left and the right of you, like you all know that you still got each other. How do you kind of build that and kind of keep it strong?
I feel like it started back in January when we had like winter workouts, waking up 5 a.m., coming in here going through Terp time, which is like our toughest like workout regimen that we have throughout the off season. So from January all the way to camp, throughout camp, I feel like the biggest thing was really, the brothers keepers moment that I'm sure you guys heard about. The Coach Locks had the idea of doing that to keep his locker room. I feel like that was the biggest thing. I feel like that's the biggest thing that created the closeness of this team, because like we all sat in that locker room every single day. We had to shuffle the deck, sit with different group of people that we normally don't sit with or speak to, and we would all sit there and we'll read a vulnerable question. We all have to answer. It'll be like groups of like 5 or 6 of us. Everybody would share their stories, and it gave us the opportunity to like be real vulnerable with each other. And a lot of guys shedded tears. It was a lot of hugs going on. It was like things that as men like we're told we're not supposed to do. And I feel like us sharing that side of us, it only brought us closer together. And I feel like that's what allows the locker room to stay close knit, because you trust the guy to the left and to the right of you.
I got you. And just quick follow up. You mentioned just why you feel confident, Coach Locks, and feels like honestly 2 years ago when you committed.
Yeah.
But Coach Locks was a big part in why you committed. Fast forward 4 years, you played your entire college career under him. Obviously, we only see bits and pieces, but on a day-to-day perspective, I guess, what is it about Coach Locks, inside the program, on you guys working with him, that you guys feel confident in him?
Like I said, like I answered the question earlier, like his relationship, like his ability to build relationships with his players, I feel like it's the biggest thing, because he takes time out of his day, out of his busy schedule, to get to learn and know every single player on the team, regardless if they have scholarship, regardless if they're walk-ons, like regardless if they play or not. Like he takes the time to like really dive in deep and get to know you as a person, not just as a football player. So.
Hey, Octavian.
A lot of young guys on this team, but you're one of the ones that's played the Wolverines before in games that have been close, honestly, both in Ann Arbor and here 2 years ago. Is there anything about that that gives you kind of a quiet confidence that, yeah, it's Michigan, yeah, they're a top 20 team, but if you guys do all the things you need to and execute, that maybe can shock the world on Saturday?
Definitely. Like I mentioned previous weeks, we don't prepare for we won't be preparing for Michigan any different than we did in Towson in week 3. And that's really our mindset going into every single week. We put our best game plan together, and we go out there and we do our best to execute it, because I know players, we trust our coaches to put us in the right position in order to succeed. But at the end of the day, the coaches can't go out there and play for us. It's us going out there and executing it the right way. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Cam, just what was the kind of feeling in the locker room when the athletic director gives Coach Loxley an endorsement about his future?
Yeah, I think the locker room was excited. There was a sense of hope with Coach Locke staying. A lot of guys are excited. This is a young team, so it gives them a chance to develop more under Coach and continue playing for him.
Cam, what have you guys seen? What have you heard about this Michigan team that can run the heck out of the football?
Yeah, you said it. They can run the football. They got a young quarterback who's got a lot of talent. Our main thing is going to be stopping the run and making this young quarterback uncomfortable early and often.
And the final home game of the season, just the senior day. How important is it for the season to kind of finish the way you guys wanted to?
Yeah, a lot of guys, pretty much everyone on the team is excited for these last two. We still have an opportunity to do something great here, go to a bowl game and extend our season. So the young guys, they're excited to play their best for the seniors, and the seniors are ready to play. We're ready to play our best to finish this season the right way.
Hi, Cam.
Hi.
Hi. Zaire Math has had some great things to say about you and your leadership this season. Can you kind of let us in on how you've been that effective leader for the locker room this season?
Yeah, I try to just lead by example. With everything I do, when it comes to working out, film, putting in extra work. Zaire, he's one of those guys that I kind of took under my wing. His locker is actually right next to mine in the locker room. So any type of advice I can give him, I give him, just because I want to see him be successful.
Hey, Cam, not game related, but Coach Wiley at Westlib announced he was retiring this week. I wanted to know his impact on your career and helping you get to this point that you're at now.
Yeah, Coach Wiley, he means a lot to me. He coached me when I was playing Division II ball. Sad to see that he was retiring, but he had a huge impact on me, on my life, on my football career. Very thankful for that man. And they won their last game, so he went out with a bang.
Hey, with all of the injuries starting to stack up, something that's been talked about a lot up here, what does it mean from inside the locker room to see your guys clearly banged up but pushing through it for this team?
Yeah, it means a lot. We play football. It's part of the game. Guys are going to get banged up. There's going to be things throughout the – it's a long season. Things are going to happen. But like you said, everybody's working their best to get back and be available. So that's really all you can ask for.
Hey, Cam. Locke just mentioned him, but I wanted to ask you about Bryce Jenkins, guy coming back from injury, made some plays last week. What have you seen from him throughout this season, his development, and then, what can he provide to this team in the future going forward?
Yeah, just since I've been here, I've seen him grow a lot. He's a young guy, extreme amount of talent. It was nice to see him, make some impact plays last week, and I expect to see some more moving forward. He's another one of those freshmen that, I kind of took under my wing, him being in my position room. I think you could expect to see some good things out of him moving forward.
Cam, I was wondering, did you get a sense that the uncertainty was weighing on Mike before Sunday's announcement?
No, not at all, really. The way he approaches everything, I don't think there was any uncertainty.
Have you sensed anything in him after the announcement? Maybe a sense of relief, or I don't know, freedom is not the right word, but anything like that?
Yeah, no, not really. Coach Locks, he's really the same guy every day. He comes to work, tells us what he needs to tell us, and get us prepared, moving forward for the next game.
Cam, you mentioned the letter kind of giving some of the younger players a little bit of hope. Do you think that also eliminated a little bit of a distraction with the noise around Coach Loxley's name around the past month or so?
It's tough to say. I don't think a lot of guys were, thinking about it too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you see it on social media, things like that, but you never know what's real, what's fake. So we weren't, like, none of the guys were really talking about it. But yeah, I definitely think that, now that the air is clear, that it helps.
Hey, Cam, just wanted to ask you, as kind of a veteran on the defense, what have you been stressing to the younger guys amid this losing streak?
Yeah, my message to the younger guys has pretty much been like, there's still enough football left for us to flip the narrative and to finish things the right way. Like I said, we still have 2 games left. We have opportunity to extend our season and go to a bowl game. So that's kind of been my message, just finish this the right way, and it'll help the younger guys going into next year, winning the last 2, winning the last 3, or whatever it may be. It'll help them propel moving forward, and it'll send the seniors out the right way.
For you guys as a defense, what would you kind of quantify as success over these last 2 games?
Yeah, I think just keep taking the ball away on defense. We've done a really good job at that up to this point. And then stopping the run. We can't allow teams to run on us. And, yeah, just affect the quarterback, take the ball away whenever we have that opportunity. Thank you, guys.